Hello fellow book nerds, this is Gabby and today we're in Crete. So in this vlog I'm taking you on a holiday with me and we're gonna be reading very interesting selection of books because I didn't choose any of them. So basically, I don't know if you know, but Penguin Random House on Twitter does this thing where they say they will give you personalized recommendations. So you just tell them what you want to read and they tell you a recommendation. So I asked them for 3 books, a very quite specific recommendations, and this is what they gave me. I'm not sure. It's just some of these sound terrible. Maybe I'll find an unexpected favorite. I'm not expecting it though, but that's why it's unexpected. But yeah, I'm in Crete, so if you see any b-roll or anything, if there's noise, if there's people walking around, I'm sorry. I'm doing what I can. It's really pretty here. I'm disgusting, I'm sweaty, I'm red. We're just rolling with it. So the first book, they were like, oh, okay, tell us what book you want to read. I said, something Gothic. I want Northanger Abbey vibes. And they said The Darkling Bride by Lauren Anderson. So that's the first book I'm going to be reading. Then I said, can you recommend a small closed-off thriller? Think small cast of characters at a remote location. And they said The Holdout by Mr. Graham Moore. And the third book I said, could you recommend me something with surrealism? And they said The Circus by Jonas Carlson. So having looked at the covers of these books, I was like, I don't think I like any of them. And most of them are really expensive, so that was fun. But I actually started The Darkling Bride and like, I'm really enjoying it. I am only 10% in. But basically the premise is that there's this woman and she was adopted. So she's I think of an Asian descent and she's American. But she got adopted by an Irish family. So to like reconnect with her Irish family, and her grandma left her a house. So she came to Ireland, and there she got this job to sort out a library from this really rich family. And this family is giving away their castle in Ireland to National Trust, and basically they want to clean out the library. And there was a lot of more murders, all of that. So far so good, but it's only 10%, so I'll update you very soon. See, God, let's hope. So it's many days later, it's like Friday, and I finished Darkling Bride, which was really good. I basically read it on the beach, so I couldn't really update you, but I really enjoyed it. I was shocked how much I liked it. Definitely had Gothic vibes. I think I even referenced Northanger Abbey in my request, and this actually even had a reference to Northanger Abbey. And in general, the main character, she's a big fan of books, so because of that she does a lot of like literary references. They weren't so obscure that I didn't know what she was talking about. Like I felt like I knew, like I got almost all of the references, so that was really fun. I feel like I gave you a synopsis, but yeah, basically it's just this castle in Ireland, this very rich family. There was a murder like 20 years ago, and they're now preparing to sell the castle, and the case gets reopened. So it's about like solving the cold case, and there's a librarian who is there to sort out the books and stuff. I loved it. It had Gothic vibes. It was thrilling. It had a good mystery going. There were like 3 timelines, all of them quite fascinating. I really loved the love of Ireland. I really felt that. It was definitely really like I don't know, I could feel like I'm in the Highlands even when I'm on a beach in Greece, you know what I mean? So that was really fun. The main character, really liked her. She was half Chinese, and the only thing is I'm not sure what the author's identity is. I didn't look into it yet because I didn't put it in my spreadsheet yet. From her photo, I think she might be white, so I know it's a bit iffy that way. I don't know. I will need to read some more reviews. Maybe I can update you on that, but just thought that was like one point where my all fall apart. But yeah, overall I would really recommend this. Actually, a very good thriller, and maybe not a thriller, maybe like a mystery with like undertones of tension. And if you love Ireland, if you love books, creepy castles, Gothic vibes, this is really good. So the book, I think I would give 4 stars, 4 out of 5 stars, and a recommendation I would give 4.5 from 5, or maybe 5 out of 5. I was surprised that it was set in present day, but otherwise, like, it had Gothic vibes. It even referenced Northanger Abbey. There was definitely brooding men. There was definitely family secrets. There was creepy castle. There were ghosts. It was all there. So like everything I wanted, I got. So this one really good. Thank you, Penguin Random House. Would never have picked this up because like cover's gross, and you know I only read books based on the cover. But this was a very successful read. I enjoyed myself immensely, and I would really recommend this if you're into Gothic vibes. My holiday's going awesome. I've been relaxing, I've been swimming, I've got a cold from the AC, so it's all good. I've been having a great old time. I'll hopefully update you with the next book. I'm not sure what I'm gonna pick up. Neither of them, I don't want to read neither of them. Both of them look terrible, but this one was such a surprise, so maybe I actually like it. Maybe I actually like all of them. Let's keep an open mind, shall we? Hello everyone, it's been so long. So for those of you who are new on my channel, this might seem like a brand new background. However, this is my childhood bedroom, so welcome. It has not changed since I was like 13 years old, so it's a statement. Anyway, I am now finished with my holidaying. Well, kind of. I'm back from Crete, but I'm back in Poland, in my childhood home, having fun, mostly also working. And reading. Today my first day back, and I've been so terrible updating you. It's not even funny. It's just so hard to find time. I was like, I'm having fun. I don't wanna. And like noise. Oh my god, Crete. Did you know cicadas or whatever you call them? Insane amount of insanity in Crete because they're so loud. There was not 5 minutes of silence I could get. So you know, I did my best, but probably my best wasn't enough. I managed to finish the circus. I don't even know if this was the one that I asked for a circus prompt and they told me the circus, and I got really excited for a second because I saw that the author wrote the room, and for some reason I confused that with room, you know, like room, R-O-O-M, instead of the room, which is a different book basically. I thought it was room where, you know, that one girl gets kidnapped and has a kid in captivity and they escape. No, that's not it. This is more like the room. Well, I don't actually know what this one's about, but I think it's a short story. So basically this author is Swedish, and I think most of his books, he's also an actor actually, and most of his books are in are novellas and short stories. And this one I was really pleasantly surprised to find out it was only 180 pages on my ebook, so that was awesome. So in this one we follow a man who is in his like 30s, works in a bakery, usually keeps to himself, might be on the spectrum, and he goes to a circus with his friend, and the friend takes part in like a magic act, and disappears. And then it's about the main character trying to find his friend called Magnus. It was good, but I wouldn't like devote my life to it. You know what I mean? It's like, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was confusing. I think it touched on mental health, but in a very indirect way. It made you feel a bit uneasy. It made you sympathize with the main character. Like, it was okay, but like, I asked for a circus book. This book's not about a circus. This book like has a circus for 5 pages and then just goes and moves on. There's nothing connected to the circus. Oh. Why did I think I requested a book with a circus? What I requested was, could you recommend me some with surrealism, not with a circus? That changes things, but also doesn't. Was there I was hoping for more magic. Like, this has no magic in it. Like, for when I think surrealism, I think like a little bit of magic, something unexplained. But in here it was mostly just, I don't want to spoil it, but it was kind of like mental illness. I would not call that surrealism. And nothing like weird happened. Well, I guess, I don't know. I'm a bit disappointed even if it was surrealism. Would I recommend it? Maybe if you like a very specific kind of book, which is weird, unexplained, topics of mental health, maybe unreliable narrator, and kind of like hanging out with this guy as he's remember how he was bullied in childhood. That was basically the book. It was okay, didn't blow my mind. I think we should just move on. I gave the book 3 stars out of 5. And for the random house recommendation on accuracy, I don't remember how I handled this before, but let's say there was 5 penguins, and I would call that a 2 penguin. Like, he was fine, but I wanted more. I mean, the first book they recommended, Darkling Bride. Loved it. Like, that was such a great recommendation. But anyway, let's move on to the third book, which is called The Holdout by Graham Moore. So this one I asked for, can you recommend a smile close-up thriller? Think small cast of characters at a remote location. And I'm actually already 71% into it. And it's not because I've been procrastinating updating you. I just read all of that, almost all of that, about 60% of that, on the plane yesterday. So that's how I got into 71%. But Holdout is really interesting. So in this, we follow a group of 12 members of a jury. These 12 people were jurors. So you know how in America, like when you have a proceeding, a jury usually, I think some of the time decides. So there's just 12 random people chosen. They were sitting on this jury for a murder trial of this guy called Bobby something. So Bobby's trial, and he was accused of murdering Jessica, who was like 15 years old at the time, and he was her teacher. So he was accused of murdering her. And the jury decided that he was not guilty. And it was mainly one person who convinced everyone that they did not have enough proof to, without any doubt, say that he is a murderer. So that happened 10 years ago, and now it's been 10 years. Our main character, her name's Maya. So Maya was the person who thought that he was not guilty. She's since become a lawyer and lives her life, whatever. But the trial had real infamy because everyone else, like the general public, thought that he was guilty. So people got really mad when it came out that the jury voted no guilty. And also another juror wrote a book that outlined the fact that it was Maya basically convinced everyone that Bobby was not guilty, and it was all because of her, because that juror regrets his decision. So it was just Maya. And now 10 years has passed, and this one juror that wrote a book also wants to make like a documentary kind of style. So there was this podcast that got famous called Murder Town. They talked about this case and they want to do a documentary, and like they have a little reunion for the jurors to like come and talk about what their experience. And this one juror who's like in charge, Rick, he says that he has rock solid proof that Bobby did kill Jessica and that they voted wrong. And then a murder happens. And it's really cool because we follow the proceedings from 10 years ago from each juror's perspective. There's a chapter from each juror's perspective talking about events 10 years ago. Why did they make that decision? How hard this was on them. I mean, they were stuck there for like 4 months. Because they were like sequestered, because their names got out. And then we also follow present day, and there we follow Maya, and as she's trying to figure out who killed this new person that got killed and why, and trying to figure out if she was wrong about Bobby. Did he kill Jessica? What happened? So I'm really, really loving it. I think it's just so unique. I've never before read a thriller or like a mystery novel from the perspective of the jury. I think that's super cool. It's definitely giving me vibes of 12 Angry Men. You know, when they're in that, especially in the past, when they're right now in the book, they're discussing the verdict, because it has to be unanimous. Everyone has to agree on the verdict, otherwise it's a hung jury and it's a mistrial. So the fact that they're like discussing with each other and thinking about all of this is super fascinating to like learn all of those ins and outs. And it's very like technical. I feel like normally like thrillers and all of that, usually it's not in courtroom, usually it's before. But even the courtroom dramas, I have not read that many, but I don't know if all of them go into like the fact that it's on the prosecution to prove the guilt beyond reasonable doubt, rather than on the defense to prove that they're defended, you know what I mean? It's just like very fast. I knew that before because I watched so much Bones, so I know that, but like I just found it really fun to discuss. And I don't know, it gives me the vibes of 12 Angry Men and Bones somehow together. I remember there was like one episode where Bones was one of the jurors, and she was like seeing the court proceedings, so that's super cool. I'm really enjoying it. And the past part in the present where it's trying to figure out who killed this new person is very fascinating as well, and kind of figuring out what this whole like big piece of evidence is that's gonna make everyone understand that Bobby was guilty. Super fascinating, really fast paced. I'm having a great time reading it. It's definitely closed off quarters. You only have like the 12 jurors in the past, really. I mean, there's like the 12 jurors and then some like, you know, people involved in the case as well. But I just found it really cool how the 12 jurors, like, we learn about them more when they get their own chapter, and that's super cool, because at first you think like, oh, this person's like boring, nothing to them. Then it turns out there's a lot to them. So overall, I'm really loving it. I'm super excited to finish it. Such a great read, so fast paced, so like on it, and I'm having loads of fun. So this one's good. This was really good. I'm a bit disappointed with Circus because of how good the other recommendations were. You know, like I wish I got something a bit more oomph, you know. Like I read Horrid by Katrina Lano the other day. I just listened to it on audiobook just cause, not for a video or anything. And that would have been a perfect recommendation for Surrealism. And that book was so good. I enjoyed it immensely. So I don't know. Maybe it's not. I don't know if they only recommended me things from Penguin Random House, but I don't think they did. But yeah, the hold up so far, so good. We'll see what the big plot twist will be, but so far so good. Something I forgot to mention, there's a lot of like talk about race and political profiling and that kind of thing, and the main character is white and so is the author, but then the defendant, Rick, and some other characters are black, and they're discussing like how the fact that the defendant is black impacted the fact that the case even went to court because they never found the girl's body. It's interesting, it's very interesting conversation, but I just find it a little strange how, not strange, I don't know, maybe you just can tell me your thoughts because I don't know what to think. It's just like the white character is the one that's like, oh my god, this was racially motivated to a sense, so I don't want to condemn this man without enough proof. That was basically her main argument, the fact that she didn't think there was enough proof to prove it, and the fact that that even went to court was because he was black, because they would not have done this to a white man, and also the fact that the girl was really rich and white. And then the other characters who are actually black and other characters of color really challenge that, and they're like, I don't know about that. But it's like, they notice it, but they're like, don't think, so they're like, oh, if he did this to this kid, he should go to jail, which I agree with. But it's like the only character in the whole book acknowledging that this might be a problem, and everyone else is like, nah, is this white girl. And the fact that it was written by one man as well, it just feels a little weird, just the amount of racial commentary, which of course I guess white people can do, but I'm always more cautious. And because I don't know, I don't want to like say one way or another. I don't know. Yeah, I'd be curious if someone's read this book, what they thought. I'm enjoying the conversation, but I don't like how it's a little bit like this white girl like smarter than everyone else because she sees these things and everyone else says we see them, but we just don't disagree. but like I feel like the book's siding with the white girl, saying that she knows better. So that's my only concern. Overall, like the thrill, the action, the mystery, all of that is really good. And I do love a good commentary, social commentary in my books. It's just like, I think that's my problem. It's just like, why is she like, feels like she's the authority here, where like, not the know-all of the situation. Is she? I don't know. I might be way off. Tell me what you think. Gasp. Okay, well, I finished the holdout, and that means that's the end of this video. Bye. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so I finished the holdout. I ended up giving it, I think 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. I thought it was really good. I was kind of happy with how it finished. I think that it was apropos. It was just fun. It was like a couple of twists. It was all good. I feel like everything I said I agree with. Like there's nothing that I majorly disagree with. I don't know why I ended up giving 3.5. I feel like I had a lot of fun and it was really fast to read, but I'm not sure if it was like a 4-star book. Like it was good for a thriller and mystery novel. It was different because it was about jurors, and that was fun and I had good time. It was good. I would kind of recommend, if it sounded fun from my description, I would think you like it. Yeah, good twists, good proper like tension building, all of that was really, really enjoyable. But yeah, I think that was a great recommendation from Penguin Random House as well. They actually did publish this one. I'm not sure about the other ones, like The Circus. I don't even know who published that, but anyway. So yeah, my overall thoughts. They did deliver. I feel like all the books were kind of on the older side. Maybe I wanted some more new releases, because they also, like, all 3 authors were white. Were they all men? No, I think 2 men and 1 woman. The thing is, I asked on 3 separate occasions. I didn't ask for 3 recommendations. So it's like they were just recommending a random book, so they couldn't know that the 3 were not like diverse or anything. So that's like flawed argument there. If I was trying to say that, I'm not trying to say that. I just feel like because it was older books, maybe that's why it was like a bit more white. But yeah, I guess there was a Swedish person, although that's the one I least like. It was okay. I enjoyed their recommendations for the most part. I think next time maybe tell me, what should I ask them? Like, what should be my recommendation, my request be? But maybe I'll do it again. I'm not saying I will, but maybe I will. This video will probably flop like all of my vlogs, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you do want me to make another one. And if you do want me to make another one, what should I say for the recommendation so I can get something like cool. Yeah, I had a lot of fun filming this video, especially because I was on a holiday, so you know, I feel like I failed a little because of that. I could have been more talking to you, but I hope you still had fun rewatching my b-roll from Crete and enjoyed my little ramblings. I had a good time. I actually was surprised. I thought I hate all of them, and I didn't hate any of them. I had a good time with all of them. The Circus was the worst one in my opinion, but it wasn't a bad book. It was just like not really what I want or read. If you enjoyed the video, if you could comment, like, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Let me know if you read any of these. If you have, that's weird because these feel obscure to me. But maybe they're not. I don't know. Let me know. Tell me what... Oh, okay. I just had a really fun idea. So tell me what you would recommend me for these 3 prompts that I asked. So Surrealism, closed off, intimate thriller, and a Gothic vibes. Or like, yeah. Let me know what you would recommend. I am really, really curious, so I can't wait to hear your recommendations. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!